If you've ever been through it, you know the feeling. Heartbreak. It's not just sadness, is it? It's this deep physical ache that can just take over everything. But what if I told you that pain you feel, that literal ache in your chest, has a clear biological reason for being there? Turns out there's some incredible science behind why it hurts so much. I mean, really think about it. How can an emotional thing cause such a real physical reaction? It feels like you've been punched in the stomach, right? But nothing actually happened to you. Well, the answer isn't in poetry. It's actually deep inside your brain's chemistry. And this is the core idea we're going to unpack. That intense pain of a breakup is way less like a simple emotion and way more like an addict going through withdrawal from a really powerful drug. And, to understand that crash, we first have to understand the high. So let's take a look at what our brains are actually doing when we're falling in love. When we connect with someone, our brain gets flooded with this amazing cocktail of chemicals. And this cocktail creates this incredibly powerful feeling of reward and attachment. It's biology, literally designed to make us bond with each other. Okay, so first up in our cocktail is dopamine. You can think of it as the engine of desire. It's the same chemical that gets released when you eat an amazing piece of chocolate or finally hit a goal you've been working on. In love, it makes your partner the center of your universe. It's that intense motivation, that craving you feel to be with them. Now, if dopamine is the engine, then oxytocin is the superglue. This is often called the bonding hormone. It's released during physical touch, like holding hands or hugging, and it's what builds that deep sense of trust and safety and connection. It's the thing that turns that initial spark into a real, lasting attachment. So here's the key. It's not just one of them. It's the combination that is just so incredibly potent. Dopamine makes you want them, and oxytocin makes you feel totally safe and bonded with them. And together, they literally rewire your brain, creating new neural pathways that all center around this one person. And this is where things get really painful, because when that person is suddenly gone, that chemical factory in your brain doesn't just, slow down production. It goes into a full-blown state of emergency. You are quite literally in withdrawal. And this slide just shows the chaos so perfectly. Look at that shift. The good stuff, dopamine and oxytocin, they just plummet. Your source of reward and comfort is just gone. And at the exact same time, your body's main stress hormone, cortisol, skyrockets. It puts your entire system on high alert. It is the perfect chemical storm for absolute misery. So, okay, we've got this massive chemical crash happening, but why does that feel like actual pain? Why does your chest ache? This is where the science gets completely fascinating. So get this. Scientists used brain scans, fMRIs, and they found something that is just incredible. When someone is feeling the pain of rejection, the parts of their brain that light up are the very same parts that light up when they experience physical pain. We're talking the same regions as when you, say, burn your hand on a hot stove. Just let that sink in for a second. To your brain, the pain of being rejected isn't a metaphor for pain. It's not like pain. Your brain processes that emotional agony using the exact same hardware it uses for a physical injury. Neurologically speaking, the pain is 100% real. So let's just walk through it step by step. First, the shock of the rejection hits you. That immediately triggers what scientists call the brain's pain matrix. That activation then sounds the alarm for your adrenal system to just flood your body with stress hormones like cortisol. And that is what leads to the real physical symptoms, the racing heart, the stomach in knots, and yeah, that classic heavy, aching feeling in your chest. Now, I know this all sounds pretty bleak, but here is the most important part of this whole story. Just like your brain was wired for attachment, it has the incredible ability to be rewired for recovery. It's a tough process, for sure, but it is a fundamental biological capability that we all have. And healing isn't just an emotional journey, it's a neurological one. You move from that initial shock and the acute pain through that awful grief and craving phase, which is really the withdrawal, and then slowly your brain starts to adjust. It starts to adapt. And over time, as you build new routines and have new experiences, your brain starts forming new connections that don't revolve around that person anymore. This is all thanks to the power of something called neuroplasticity. It's just your brain's amazing ability to reorganize itself based on your experiences. So every time you try a new hobby, or you connect with friends, or just focus on yourself, you are actively taking part in this rewiring process. You are literally laying down new tracks for a new future. And that's really the final thought I want to leave you with. If heartbreak is a chemical process, what does that mean for how we heal? Well, understanding the biology doesn't make the emotion any less real. In fact, it does the opposite. It validates the pain. It tells you that you're not crazy for feeling this way. And it empowers you because it means that actions that boost your own feel-good chemicals, like exercise, time with loved ones, new experiences, they aren't just distractions. They are a form of neurological first aid.